Hello everyone, welcome to ID Trade. Today we're going to be seeing the trade analysis for 7 December in Bank Nifty and Nifty. What I have opened is the 15-minute chart of Bank Nifty. I'll just show you what trades I took today and see the trade possibilities for tomorrow. Today we had a pretty good day. Anybody betting on the put side would have made money. It was no brainer that we're going to go down today. But though we remain choppy, okay, two things worked beautifully today. One is the CPR logic. The CPR logic one states that I have a full video on my channel. You can go and watch that. What the CPR logic states is, if we open between the daily CPR and S1 and previous day low, there is a chance the price can come touch the S1 or previous day low and reverse back to CPR. That's exactly what happened. So anybody would have taken this scalp would have made nice money. I missed this move. And this was a perfect shot for at CPR. We got a huge bearish candle. This was the perfect entry. Say 36,300 put was the perfect entry, but I failed to capture this as well. By the time I could log in and see everything, we were somewhere here. So I was just waiting for the weekly CPR rejection, and the weekly CPR is these dotted lines over here, and the daily CPR is what's marked as TC, P and BC. So since I missed this move, I was waiting for a rejection around the weekly CPR. Exactly took this a shot over here. That is, I took 36,000 P over here, thinking we will start moving towards the S1. But immediately this move came and I had to, high of this wick was my stop loss. Let me just expand. See, high of this wick right over here was my stop loss. The moment this candle came and it almost closed like above this wick, I took my stop loss. This was the last trade. Though I made money, this could have been a much better trade, which this is 36,000 P. See, I bought somewhere around 340, 350. It always moved 100%, but my stop loss hit, so this became a last trade. And so once this was there, I still didn't change my bearish view, even though my stop loss hit. Then the next trade was when this trend line broke. So I waited for a kind of a structure to break and the CPR to break, the weekly CPR. So exactly at this candle, I took my second entry and booked my profit here. This was a good trade. And I booked my profit on this gap on this candle, I believe, over here. See, because on this chart, on the price action chart, we had this gap, right? So the moment we touched this gap, I booked my profit and ended up being a good day. It could have been a much better day, but all that I could make today is about 6K, and that is fine. When stop loss hits, it hits. There's nothing we can do about it. Now, coming for the trade possibility for tomorrow, I'm going to move into this price action chart. This is again 15 minutes Bank Nifty chart, but all the lines that you have seen is drawn by me based on previous support and resistance, but all the lines that you've seen here, it's by the CPR indicators. This is not drawn by me, so I use both. So this is based on the price action, and for tomorrow it's a no-brainer. See, today we had a view that if this black trend line breaks, we could fill this gap. That's exactly what happened. And for tomorrow we have a pretty similar view, that is, however we open, right, gap up or gap down, however we open, gap up or gap down, if we break this level of 35,694, almost 35,700, if we break this, then we could hit this level 35,500, and even if this is broken, we are straight away heading to 35,300 for sure. Okay, so I'll be counting on that, but that move won't be a pretty easy move, I guess. Why? Because of this white CPR. Again, tomorrow we might remain choppy within this CPR, okay, and get a dip, or we might remain choppy for the full day only within CPR or wherever we open. We can even be choppy here, we can even be choppy between S1 S2. So wherever we open, because of the white CPR, I do feel we will be choppy before we get a down move. And we have a very good support over here also, that is 35,400 at the weekly CPR R1. See, this week Monday just started, right? So we have this R1 here. We have a very good support here. So depending on the opening, right, whether we get a gap down or gap up, we can get a quick dip over here and bounce back to the CPR. Even this is possible tomorrow. So the couple of things that can happen. One, either we get a quick move on the downside in the opening and bounce back to the CPR, or we get a gap up or a gap down within a range. I'm not saying it will be within the CPR or within this S1 previous day low, anywhere, okay, where the range forms, like today how we had this range, we might have that range somewhere and then get a breakdown until 35,300 or so. So that is one view on the Bank Nifty. So that will be the best thing to do. Wait for the structure, and once the structure breaks, we'll take a trade. But we have a good support at 35,400 and 35,500 and a good support at 35,300. If 300 breaks for some reason tomorrow, then we will look at lower levels of 34,800. And we also have this S2 at 35,270 and S3 at, okay, S3 also is coming in at 34,800. That is only if 34,300 breaks. So this is my view for Bank Nifty. I still do feel that we will hit 35,300 before moving up, before getting a short bounce. So let's see what happens. Now coming to the open interest on Bank Nifty. Coming to the open interest on Bank Nifty, we have a very good support at 36,000, and we also have a good number of call writers that have come in. So still there are some put writers. So if we fall, we could get a bigger fall because of this open interest. And what is interesting is if you see 35,500, you see a good number of call writers. So some bearishness is being seen on the option data. So this is one thing. Now coming to Nifty, see again Nifty, I had posted even these two charts over the weekend, even on Instagram. Pretty much these levels helped out today even in Nifty. I have a couple of people who have learned trading from me trade only on Nifty, and even they had a pretty good day. Even if you look at the CPR, right? They shorted, the people who trade on Nifty, they shorted after S1 and they booked profit until S2, and few trailed until this green line. It was a pretty good day even in Nifty. See again in Nifty, there's a no-brainer. Depending on however we open, right? Look, tomorrow probably I'll look for a short closer to the CPR levels, and again keep this as the target, 16,780. And we have this gap. This gap still has not got filled, and the gap is coming in at 16,718. And what is this gap I'm referring to? I'll just shift to a 1 hour chart and show you where is that gap. See this gap over here, right, which occurred on 27th August. Okay, it's not got filled. So basically any gap that comes like this can act as a good support resistance, and it tends to get filled. So if we fall tomorrow, maybe, yeah, we might take support here, like how Bank Nifty took support at this gap, which was here. This gap got filled. Same thing might happen to Nifty. Now just looking at the Nifty open interest. See, Nifty open interest is looking more bearish than Bank Nifty. We could get a bigger fall in Nifty than Bank Nifty tomorrow, because in Bank Nifty we had a pretty strong support at 35,500, okay, based on the open interest. And after that, 35,000 is very strong. But if you look at Nifty, we hardly have any put seller. The only put selling is coming in at 16,500. We only have a lot of call sellers have got added today. So Nifty is looking more bearish. Probably I might even keep Nifty on watch tomorrow. Most of the time I end up just looking at Nifty for reference and do all my trading on Bank Nifty. But tomorrow might be the day where I might even look at Nifty. The moment this trend line broke, right, today, this trend line, it was a pretty good shot. We knew Nifty is going to break down. And a good resistance in Nifty is coming. For some reason, if we get a bounce until 1785, this can be a short. Any of the CPR levels can be a good shot. This is again a good support which we have closed below it. So I'm going to keep this support line, and the next strong support is 16,788, and this gap fill might occur. And anything below that we will have to improvise in the live chart. I don't think we will dip so much tomorrow, but just in case the next support, we can keep this level of 16,500. So that's it, guys. That's it for Nifty and Bank Nifty for tomorrow. Hope this helps. This was our profit for today. It was about 6,000. Could have been better, but that's what all trading is all about. Thank you.